Welcome everyone to Living the Good Life podcast.com. I'm Deb Morais, and with you is also
Steve Cast.
And we're really very happy at the beginning of the summer to be sharing the wonders of what's going on in Rhode Island. And as we've talked in our last segment about things that are going on with the soccer, with what's going on with the fan zone in Providence, what's going on with the restaurant scene in Federal Hill. So now, as we're getting very close to, and we'll be enjoying the Rhode Island 250th, we have a special guest with us whose name is Lauren Fogarty, and she's with the Secretary of State's office as the Rhode Island Program Coordinator for the very Rhode Island 250th celebration. Welcome, Lauren. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Please do tell us. I know I'm addressing the 4th of July, but things have been going on. So give us a little bit of the retrospective as well as what's happening now.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Rhode Island Semi-Quincentennial Commission, and I know it's a mouthful, so we always tell everyone RI 250 is more than sufficient, has been organizing since 2021 for the nation's 250th anniversary, obviously culminating this summer on July 4th. And we are helping lead this nation's commemoration here in Rhode Island. And we feel that it is more than a birthday celebration. It's an opportunity to reflect on our shared history, civic ideals, and the ongoing American experiment. And we certainly played an outsized role in the revolution, and we're just excited to tell all of these stories.
Would it be terrible to ask, what's that outsized participation? How did we really impact? Little old Rhodey.
Little Rhodey had quite a massive impact, especially during this moment in American history. Obviously, we are very proud of the burning of the Gaspee that happened June 9th, 1772, 4 years before even the Declaration of Independence really came to be. We were well ahead of the kind of punch there and punching above our weight in that case. We obviously were the first to renounce allegiance to the King of England May 4th, 1776. So 2 months before July 4th, we were already independent of the crown. And I think that that's really important in talking about this history. Rhode Island, obviously the smallest state, we really were punching above our weight and were integral to the American story. General Nathanael Greene, I mean, he was George Washington's right hand. He was really considered the savior of the South. Without Nathanael Greene, there wouldn't be the United States of America today. And if he didn't unfortunately pass at the time he did, who knows, maybe he would have been a president. I mean, we'll leave that up to historians to debate, but we certainly feel that way. I mean, being George Washington's number 2 and all. And obviously, the French landed in Newport and helped, or were supposed to help us during the Battle of Rhode Island. But of course, those pesky hurricanes that come through really deterred that particular participation in that campaign. But General Rochambeau landed in Newport with thousands of French troops, and that really marked the road to Yorktown and to the battle with Lord Cornwallis, where we defeated them. And not for nothing, but the 1st Rhode Island Regiment, the first integrated military regiment in American history. I mean, we wouldn't have an integrated military until the 1940s, but we had indigenous and black representation fighting at the Battle of Rhode Island to the Battle of Yorktown, and were hand-to-hand in combat against Cornwallis's regiments, and really set themselves apart from the rest of the army. They were very much a part of this history. So Rhode Island certainly has a revolutionary legacy that's continued beyond the revolution, but we were well above, punching above our weight.
Wow. I didn't know you were such a historian. That's another facet of what you do, I guess. That is, thanks for that perspective, my dear. That's great. So it's not the 4th yet as we speak, but I understand there's something about what each of the states have been doing, each of the cities, has been doing relative to tree plantings, and what else was it? There was a honor flight or something. Please give us the rest of that perspective. What's been going on?
So one of my first programs when I came into this role 3 years ago was to go to each city and towns and ask them to organize a local 250 committee. And we have all 39 cities and towns activated and organizing for the 250th this summer. But we've also gifted them a Liberty tree. So instead of having the elm tree that was in the Boston Common, we have been planting red maple trees. Again, trying to kind of have that Rhode Island centric flair to this milestone, and planting them in all 39 cities and towns. And we have 34 of them planted as early as Newport at the Center for Black History, and really ensuring that there's a place where Americans and Rhode Islanders can come together and reflect on these ideals of freedom, equality, and independence that Rhode Island was so much a part of. Organizing those particular ideals and ensuring these particular ideals were enshrined for Americans to enjoy. So beyond those 39 Liberty trees, and we'll have 2 additional ones, one at the State House, at the Rhode Island History Center once it's approved, but also at the Veterans Cemetery, talking more in depth about Rhode Island's particular role in the greater tapestry of America's story. But we also did an honor flight to honor our veterans and their contributions to defending these ideals that we have been trying to reinforce and have Rhode Islanders talk about. We had about 30 veterans fly to Washington, D.C. to go to these monuments that are erected in their honor, and it was just one of those really feel-good moments to see these veterans really be welcomed at TF Greene International Airport before their flights, and honored as the heroes that they are. And you can go to our website and our social media pages to see the highlights from those days, and some of them were referring to it as the best day of their lives. So it was just one of those amazing moments, and I think kind of really what it's all about for the semi-quincentennial. So,
Lauren, what's happening as of the 4th of July? What's going on?
yeah, absolutely. I mean, there are so many things that are going to be going on July 4th, and Rhode Island's very lucky where we have the Bristol 4th of July parade, the longest continuous 4th of July celebration in the country. So why kind of mess with or reinvent the wheel, if you will? We will be participating in the Bristol 4th of July parade. We invite all Rhode Islanders. If you haven't been able to attend, this is certainly the year to do so, to make your way to Bristol. One of the fun things that we are offering that is an extremely rare glimpse into this particular history is having all 3 copies of the Declaration of Independence that the Rhode Island State Archives oversees on display at the Rhode Island State House from 1 to 3. So you'll be able to actually see this history up close and personal, engage with these documents that Rhode Islanders in 1776 would have engaged with, and then some fun family-oriented programming that will be happening throughout the day. We'll have concerts, we'll have different living history exhibits, we'll have Indigenous representation with their own tabling happening throughout downtown Providence. We'll have activations with the fan zone for each of the games that day, and then ultimately culminating on the front steps of the Rhode Island State House with a patriotic performance by the Rhode Island Philharmonic and a flyover by the Rhode Island Air National Guard. And then we will process with all 39 cities and towns represented to Water Place Park to have a full-scale lighting that will also have what we're calling the Portrait of Rhode Island, images from all across our state throughout history that we have from all of our tremendous community partners, just really celebrating Rhode Island, our history, and our stake in American history.
Wow, that's great. Tell us, what's the website that people should go to when they want to get the specifics that you've outlined here?
Absolutely. Visit rhodeisland250.org to see all of the events that our community partners are hosting throughout this commemorative year, and more details on our July 4th programming.
So beyond the 4th of July, I understand that there was a grant that was developed out of, was it the Secretary of State's office? Please explain.
Yeah, so we were lucky enough that the General Assembly gave RI 250 $1 million appropriation to kind of actualize these visions that we had for the 250th. And part of that was almost $500,000 in grant funds to all the cities and towns, to cultural organizations, historical organizations across the state, and opening it up so that we could really have a robust calendar of events that Rhode Islanders from every single corner of the state could activate and could engage with.
That's really amazing. And for that money, has all of it already been allocated?
Yes, all of the money has been allocated. We are in that kind of crunch time before July 4th, and the intention was to ensure that we had all the events and all the ways that Rhode Islanders and visitors alike could engage leading up to our big 250th anniversary.
If we wanted to know what organizations were the recipients, would we find that on that website as well? All
Yes,
of
if you
that's
go to the
there?
250 website, you can visit our grants page and see all the partners that were selected, and all of the events that will be going on through this particular grant program.
Beyond, in the last minute or so that we have, in after the 4th and after the grants are done, are there other things that each of the committees and towns and organizations will be doing throughout the rest of the 250th? In other words, for the rest of the year? I'm sure it's not as ambitious, but what's planned?
Absolutely. There's community events that will be going on through the sunset of our commission on January 1st, 2027. I can even speak to July 31st. We will have the United States Coast Guard Eagle coming to Newport so that Rhode Islanders and visitors can go on board and see America's tall ship up close and personal.
Great.
And there's just going to be a number of events that you can engage with and talk about Rhode Island's extremely rich history.
Speaking of rich, have to ask, are most of these things open to the public and free? Except for parking, if they have to deal with that?
Absolutely. That was really one of the charges of our grant program, was to ensure that we're pulling in as many Rhode Islanders as possible. So most of these are free and open to the public.
That's great. So what didn't we ask? What else did you need to share with us?
We would love for our residents to engage with our Declaration of Independence viewing. While I did mention it, we have several viewings that are going on by county and at some of our partner organizations, West Greenwich Town Hall, and also at the Audrain Auto Museum. And we'd really love for people to come and see these tangible pieces of American history that our state oversees and hopefully will be put in a new history center as a legacy project for the commission.
Wow, it sounds like I understand now why you've been working on this for 3 years. It's quite an ambitious undertaking, and it sounds like you've crossed all the T's, dotted all the I's, and are ready to go. Are you almost relieved that it's so underway?
Almost. We're just making our way through July 4th, and I'm just very honored and humbled to be a part of this effort.
Wow, it's quite an effort. So glad that we got to connect with you, and we thank you for taking the time to do this. We will be sure to watch and stay tuned. And once again, what's that website? One more time, Lauren?
Rhode250.org.
Okay, simple enough. Thank you so much. Thanks to Lauren Fogarty for joining us. I hope you get to enjoy it. Thank you.
I'm excited.
Take care. Be well. Bye-bye. And right there will be my sign to be out. Okay, we thank you so much. I know you said you needed to be out by 3, and I think we did it.
I appreciate that so much. Thank you.
Okay. I realized after we asked, this is Juneteenth, federal and state holidays. Oh my goodness. I thought, oh, she won't even be available. But thank you. That's
Yes,
perfect.
it was. We've had quite a busy day thus far, and we're moving on to the next phase of it. But we just were at the Center for Black History opened in Newport this morning, and it was a wonderful, wonderful kind of ceremony.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And Faith, who's not chiming in, thank you for being with us.
Thanks for the opportunity. We appreciate it.
Okay, take care. Be well, both of you. Thank you. Bye-bye.